Okay, so here starts the top 10. All right, chat, are we ready for this? So Plup at number 10.
Start with Plup.
Let's see what they say first, and then I'll talk about it.
And that should be it right there. Takes it over Armada for the first time in
Plup beat Armada. Zayn never did. Plup over Zayn.
Armada approves of it.
You could
Sorry,
also
Zayn.
talk about his
I don't make the
fox, which
rules.
helped carry him.
I still can't believe this ever happened.
Oh, that's it. There, and he takes it, and taking out Drug Fox.
3-1.
Yeah, 3-1.
Crazy.
With
I would have been so mad. Okay, Plup's at 10. So I'll go through Zayn and 9 first, and then I'll kind of talk about my opinion on this.
Zayn might be the most terrifying opponent for any Fox in Melee history, but
Oh,
what
shut up.
differentiates him
That's gotta be out.
You cannot be
Don't
on
even
Leffen. Leffen, that shit there was so
say.
fucking
That
funny.
was-
Okay, for context, I talked about how I felt I was overrated. I felt that my peaks were still good, but they did not give enough credit to people who have been around the game for literally like at the top level 3-4 times as long as I have. And that's very, very troubling. Like, they specifically, like Edwin said, they didn't count online. If they were counting online, maybe I see Zayn this high. Maybe I give Zayn this high. Maybe. Here's my problem, okay? Let's look at Zayn. Here's my problem. This is the best list of all time. Let's ignore this, right? Let's ignore let's ignore online like we're supposed to. Okay, so this stuff, just forget it. Which is unfortunate for Zayn. So Zayn started winning what? Let's say Shine 2018 was his start, right? Shine 2018. Had some good performance. Fourth, the Big House 8, a little underwhelming for him at the time. He had a bad summit. Eventually, he finally got all the way back, and I think I would say come to Papa, for me, that's when he started being like super, super good to me. Once he beat HBox that second time, I think he started doing a lot better than he had. Obviously, he was winning Smash Camp here. He won the DreamHack Rotterdam. Okay, he won Genesis. He was number 1 for a large part of online. Number 1. I still think it's not the same number 1 as like, yeah, it's the same as like Armada, HBox, Mango, number 1. And even the thing about Zayn's number 1 online is that he was like quote unquote number 1 online, but it wasn't dominant. It was like there was still a Mango could come win a tournament. It's like, well, it's Mango now. So let's say 2018. He was 2 offline major wins. Not bad. I look at Plup. And like, dude, Plup's top 8ing CEO in 2014. That's a much fucking longer time, dude. That is a tremendously long time. He had the terrible Apex 2015 after he switched to Sheik. But I think mid-2015 is where he started to take off. Top 8 CEO, sure. Gets 4th at EVO. This was a crazy, crazy EVO run. Paragon has a bad HGC throwdown, sure. Big Fast 5, not great. His record. And I think in 26, and they ended up, so actually he got 4th. I didn't realize he got 4th at the first summit. 4th at Eclipse in Europe. Okay. 9th at Genesis 3. Not great. 5th, I think this is where he started beating Mewtwo King, if I remember correctly. From this point on, Plup is a top 5 player. Like, without fail. At this point on, Plup is a top 5 player from 2016 all the way until Ultimate comes out, which he has a little bit of a hiatus. And then he comes back, and he's really good again. That is twice as long as Zayn had. I think that the list just overall underappreciated longevity. Like, being a top 5 player for almost a decade is really impressive. And I think that that's like tremendous. I think just in general, longevity was really underrated in this list. That's my take. Not saying that it's 100% the right take, but even like, no offense, even Zayn over Chew to me was like really surprising. Like, I look at how long Chew's been good for, and I'm like, dude, this dude's been getting like fucking top 8 since 2003, my guy. He was best in the world for a full year. But bro, this is 2005. This is almost 2003. This is almost 2 decades of competing. How on earth is Zayn over that in like 3 or 4 years? It's a best list of all time, and I really feel like it was massively overvalued on like peaks. No. I mean both of them. How is Plup or Chew under Zayn? To me, there's no way Chew is lower than Zayn. And I love Zayn. I think Zayn is an incredible competitor, amazing skill, but you literally have to value legacy if it's all time. If it's all time, you have to value legacy. That's the definition. To not have Chu in the top 10, in my opinion, is an incredible failure on the part of the list, in my opinion. It's 2 decades of competing at a top level. Who did he win these events over? I don't even know what these events had. That's probably a major at the time. Yeah, that is PC Chris, Mewtwo King, chillin'. Who the fuck's Gianna? I don't even know who Gianna is. Dreffen, who's good at that time. That's probably a major. I know Forward was supposed to be really good, Taj. Dude, it's not that I would win. It's not that I would win those events. It's that he has for 15 years. Even if I, like, skill-wise right now, I'm significantly better than anyone this time was, legacy literally has to matter. Legacy literally has to matter. Like, I don't think you can use that argument. I think that Chu got done super dirty. What was it? What did it mean at the time? He won majors back when it was a thing, 2006, 2007, and majors were pretty big at that time. It was MLG era. He won a fucking decent regional over Mewtwo King in 20. Like, that's ridiculous longevity. And he flamed that in majors? Of course he flamed that at some majors, but he was ranked highly in so many iterations of the list. Yeah, he had some bad years, but he played for 2 decades. Of course you're going to have some bad years over 2 decades. Everyone does. I think Chu got super duper robbed. I think there's no way that he should have been this low. I think Chu should absolutely be higher than Plup and Zayn. I think there's no universe that Plup and Zayn should have been higher than Chu. And I'm still pretty adamant that Plup should have been higher than Zayn.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, and Azim gets
Knee to the face.
I think Azim here is about fine.
It's easy to see Azin as merely a
I think Azin had a crazy peaks during his time. You talk about like how many majors Zayn won. Look how many fucking majors Azin won. Like Azin won a bunch of super majors and did it over the course of 4 years. So I'm fine with him.
6.
I'm fine with Azin here. I think that's fair. PP at 7. I understand why people think it's a little high. I think overall it's fine. I'm not as mad about that as some other people are.
From his pinpoint lasers with
Like, again, he still was winning majors for 5 years and super majors. That's like crazy. That's still like something that basically nobody's ever done. I think PP here is fine. And his was more recent. He's played for a little longer. I'm fine with PP being at this level. So Leffen about here. I think this is about where Leffen belongs. I think he's definitely got an edge over PP, even though PP might have had slightly higher peaks overall. Leffen's been playing for longer. I think he competed in a harder era. I think that it's fine for Leffen to be here. Would you put Leffen over junior ranking? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, look, that's a lot of first places. And this doesn't have all of his like major wins. Definitely, I would.
Only by Mango. The mere thought of an official Mewtwo King retirement.
Hey! Never mind, he deserves to be a 5th.
Like, as
Look
Mewtwo
at
King
this!
has taken a step back from throne.
This game is so dumb. Thank God we don't play on these stages anymore. Okay. Can over Mewtwo King. So 2003 to 2006, basically 2006. Yeah. Let's basically say that. Undisputed best player in the world. That's pretty impressive. I can't lie. That's pretty impressive. Although not undisputed because Captain Jack came over and kind of shat on him. I'll say 2004 then, right? Captain Jack is kind of like it's genuinely like weird, right? Captain Jack, we're not so sure about that. So let's say 2004 to 2007. No offense. Nothing relevant after that. Yeah, he played a little bit. He got top 8 at some Super National Standards. I don't care. This to me is irrelevant. This doesn't add to his greatest of all time argument in any capacity. I think it's really this down here. So, okay. 2 years of being best in America, 3 years of best in the world. Very, very, very impressive. No one can doubt that, right? No one can doubt that. Let's go down here. Jesus fucking Christ. Mewtwo King started around 05. All right. And I think starting 07, he was really, really good. I think he briefly took the title from Ken as best in the world, right? And then Mango kind of took it. Okay. So he had about a year of being best in the world, which is still really good. He had a brief period around Big House like 3 or something where he was considered like really, really good again. And then he got second at Apex, and then he got a bunch more first, second around. Easily like top 3 player during this time. It's a lot of locals, sure. And then he keeps going. And then he keeps going. And he's still winning events. And in 2016, he gets third at SmashCon. And he keeps going. And now we're in 2017, and he wins CEO Dreamland. And he wins other really probably fairly decent sized events. Canada Cup, great win. Canada Cup was very legit. And then he keeps going. And then we're in 2018 now. And then he wins Summit. Smash Summit 6, I believe it was, right? Summit 6, right here. That's a long fucking time of being a really good player. I do not see an argument for how someone who, granted, was was probably one of the most dominant players of all time. Sure. 3 years of best in the world, incredible. 2 years of best in America. I don't see how that outdoes a reign of being the undisputed best for more than a year. Okay, but he's been top 5 for 15 years. He's been top 5 for 15 years. Do you realize how absurd that is? Having said that, if Mewtwo King was not number 1 at any period of time, I give it to Ken. Almost for sure, I give it to Ken. The fact that Mewtwo King had appeared at number 1 and was there for 15 years at the top is ridiculous. Especially when they put Mango over Armada. It seems inconsistent. If they put Armada over Mango, I probably somewhat disagree, but at least I'm saying, okay, the list is consistent, right? The list at that point, the list is consistent, and I kind of deal with it. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I don't value things differently, but the list to me seemed very inconsistent, which is why I don't like it. It's like, I don't see how you, by the same logic of Mango over Armada, you can possibly put Ken over Mewtwo King.
Yes!
Oh no.
Yeah! Yeah, mother...
I just wasn't expecting to click into that. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that. I don't know why I wasn't expecting it, but I wasn't expecting it. HBox is the only player right now that has any... HBox is the last player, as long as Melee is alive, presumably, that will have a shot at taking Mango's GO title.
There is one word that defines Armada: consistency. When looking at the numbers, Armada practically comes out on top in every category, dominating in major win rate, an impossible feat.
Oh. 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 Oh.
I so wanted it.
Oh. Oh, that was gross.
Only Mango can say that he beat Ken in 2007, tore Mewtwo King's heart out in 2009, fiercely battled with Armada in 2016, outdueled Hungrybox in 2019, and vanquished Zayn in 2021. If aliens invaded the planet, if the sky finally turned red and meteors began to fall, if an
I wouldn't be able to know if the sky turned red. It would look normal to me.
otherworldly calamity
Not mad about Mango being over Armada. I think that that's pretty much up to preference on what you value. And I think the question is just, what are you defining as greatest? And I think that that's completely fine. I also like what Mango said, where it's like, even if he didn't get it this time, when they redo the list in 3 or 5 years, he'll just have it then. So I think that's pretty accurate.